cotton. Old times are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away.
Ah, yes. Gettysburg. Well, Gettysburg was most definitely the turning point in the war. Robert E. Lee, general of the Confederate Army, decided to take his troops into the North for the second and last time. Lee hoped that this battle would cause the North to agree to a negotiated peace. In June, 75,000 Confederate soldiers marched to the Shenandoah Valley into southern Pennsylvania. However, 85,000 men in the Army of Potomac, led by General G. Meade, moved to cease Lee's advance.
When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah, hurrah, we'll give him a hearty welcome and hurrah, hurrah. The men will cheer, the boys will shout, the ladies, they will all turn out and we'll all feel.
Confederate and Union forces met in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It was there, on July 1st, one of the biggest battles of the Civil War began. A major advantage to the Union was that they were able to occupy strategic high ground. Lee's army attempted to attack the Union in assaulted positions. However, each time his forces were thrown back. July 3rd, General Lee ordered General George E. Pickett to charge the Union lines at Cemetery Ridge. This too devastatingly failed. The 11th Mississippi was a regiment that helped charge the Union lines. 53 of the 393 men survived this attack. Behind Cemetery Ridge, a Confederate surgeon by the name of Dr. Holt heard the courage of an injured soldier. With his arm and half of his torso ripped apart, he dedicated this farewell letter to the mother for the surgeon. This is the last time you'll ever hear from me. I have time to tell you that I died like a man. Bear my loss as best as you can. Remember that I am true for my country, and my greatest regret is dying that she is still not free, and that you and your sisters are robbed of my youth. I hope that this will reach you, and you must not regret that my body cannot be obtained. It's a mere matter of form anyhow. This letter is stained with my blood.
Lee's army, now suffering a multitude of casualties, was causing Lee to retreat. This led Lee and the Confederate army straight to their doom. The Potomac River had flooded, blocking the army's way out of the battle. Although Meade could have taken advantage of this event, he mindlessly failed. This allowed the demolished Confederate army to retreat into northern Virginia, an astounding win for the Union. The Battle of Gettysburg destroyed the Confederates' offensive strategy, which caused them to fight a defensive war. This ultimately caused the South's demise. Yes.
After this horrific battle, Abraham Lincoln delivered a brief speech at the dedication of Gettysburg National Cemetery on November 19th, 1863. To this day, this speech is remembered as an extremely noble speech that accurately demonstrated the democratic spirit. Lincoln, during the Civil War, tells Americans in this speech that the Battle of Gettysburg and the soldiers that paid their lives in the battle will never be forgotten, and that the battleground has been consecrated by those who died there, and it will be forever a memorial for their service.
Oh, we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who have given their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But, in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this world. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated far above our poor power to add or to treat. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, than of the people, by the people, for the people, shall never perish from the earth.
Edward Everett, a famous speaker of the time who gave a speech after Lincoln, wrote to him a note the following day that read, "I wish that I could flatter myself that I had come as near to the central idea of the occasion in 2 hours as you did in 2 minutes." Camerado by Walt Whitman. As I lay with my head in your lap, Camerado, the confession I made, I resume what I said to you in the open air, I resume. I know I am restless and make others so. I know my words are weapons, full of danger, full of death. For I confront peace, security, and all the settled laws to unsettle them. And I am more resolute because all have denied me, and I could ever have been all that accepted me. I heed not and have never heeded either experience, cautions, majority, nor ridicule. And the threat of what is called hell is little or nothing to me. The lure of what is called heaven is little or nothing to me. Dear Camerado, I confess, I have urged you onward with me, and still urge you without the least idea what is your destination, or whether we shall be victorious, or utterly quelled and defeated.
March through the Shenandoah. I don't know how to... Shenandoah. Shenandoah. I have spit on my lips.
Okay, we're taping.
Potomac? Potomac? Potomac?
Potomac? I don't
Potomac.
I'm doing that. I hate you.
Harry Potter, Harry Potter, ooh, Harry Potter, Harry Potter, yeah.
Like a seal. That's the way, I like it.
God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people.
For the people.